Okay, so with 24 hours left in the campaign, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you to everybody who has participated in this Kickstarter, whether it just be sharing the project or backing it or even just talking about it somewhere. Sincerely, thank you from me and the rest of the team. We have always wanted to run a successful Kickstarter campaign, and this has definitely been a dream come true in the best possible way. You guys have been fantastic, and every single day we wake up and we see this, and it is breathtaking for us. So I wanted to take the time now that we have 24 hours left to kind of just air out a couple of commonly asked questions and talk about some of the design decisions that we're going to make moving forward. Similar to every other conversation that we've always had, I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible with you guys so you know exactly what's happening in real time. So first and foremost, a lot of people have been asking about colors and belt clips and the upgrade memory and what's going on with that. And to address all of those, first off, in regards to colors and when you're going to be able to see them and when you'll be able to select them, will probably be in the next couple of weeks. So after the campaign is done, every single backer is going to have a series of surveys in which they'll be able to view all of the colors, and we'll actually have like photos of each one so you can kind of see what the colors themselves will look like. And after that, you'll be able to make your selection, and then we'll go from there. You'll probably be able to sit around and then make that decision in like a good week to 2 weeks, so you don't have to feel rushed. But it gives me time to finalize which colors we actually want to use and which colors are viable, because there actually has to be testing done for each individual color to make sure that they meet our standards. So be patient on that. Similar thing goes for like the custom backgrounds and any other special editions you guys may have. You'll be able to get backer specific surveys for each thing that you chose. So just heads up, we got you. Don't worry. Also, don't expect that survey to come out like the day this campaign ends. Again, we want to make sure that everything is finalized. On the topic of finalization, the upgrade memory is about to be finished. We are verifying our processes still, and Heat and Cyanic are still coding a couple of things. We've got a couple of drafts. As you guys have probably seen some drafts of the physical design in our past update, so look forward to that. To answer a couple of questions, we'll probably have a dedicated video all about the upgrade memory specifically, so we can show you a bit more on the final build and its features, as well as some commonly answered questions. To get a few of them out now, again, as a friendly reminder, they will not work on the new VBV or the Vital Bracelet characters, so it is only with the original Vital Bracelet. You can use them on multiple devices. However, it only keeps a backup of the latest device, so please keep that in mind. If you want to revert to stock, you can only do that on one device. And finally, again, as a reminder, this is not a DIM card. The upgrade memory is its own separate thing. It just happens to go in the DIM card slot, but it is not a DIM card. Again, we'll have more information about that when the time gets closer, probably in the next week or so, but just keep that in mind. Some other questions in regards to like shipping and arrival dates, the early birds versus the late birds. So anybody who picked up the early bird special, you guys will be getting yours in November, provided everything goes smoothly, and then everything else will be shipped out in December or as early as we can get them out. So if you guys get any of the stretch goal late bird options, keep in mind you guys will be getting those a little bit later. The target date is December, but we may get those out earlier. It just kind of depends on how things go. So yeah, I ask for your patience on that. And then finally, the last thing that I really want everybody's attention and feedback to is the final design. So if you guys have been following my stream or my Twitter and you've just been kind of like keeping an eye on what's going on in the process, you'll know that I've been doing a lot of experimentation with materials and the production of the Vital Pet. I wanted to do injection molding originally, but the design of the Vital Pet itself and its shell actually did not bode very well for injection molding due to a series of issues with like draft angles and heat tolerances and injection force and clamping force and all these other things. There's a whole article about that if you're actually really curious, where we kind of go through the science of it. But with the knowledge that local DIY injection probably isn't going to work to the level of quality and customization that I want, we started looking at alternatives. We started looking at resin casting, and then we looked at resin blends, and eventually I ended up settling for photopolymer resins. And I ran like a series of mixes and blends, and I did my testing, and eventually we came out with this. And this one is a photopolymer resin version of the Vital Pet. And I completed this, and upon using it, I wasn't in love with it. You'll see a clip here shortly, but I ended up comparing the original prototype one with the, kind of matted finish, and then the resin one, and I ended up liking this one a lot more. Yeah. There's a couple of things that I still gotta figure out, some specifics of, though. There's definitely some flex. This material, it's weird. I can't describe it. It feels like a regular rigid plastic, but the more I use this, I'm concerned. I'm gonna do some testing with it, but there's a couple of things that I'm curious about to see if is this gonna be feasible? Because as I work on production and stuff, I don't know if it is to the Vincent standard of production worthy yet. So I've got to do some research on some stuff. But as of right now, it's pretty decent. Where's my other one? The thing is, though, I hate to say it, I think I like the feeling of this one better, though. I gotta be real with you. Cody, it works now? Nice. This one to me feels way better in the hand. I gotta be 120% honest. So with that out of the way, I really wanted to kind of just take a closer look at both of these, and I've used this one for about a day. I actually handed this off to a bunch of random people throughout my day, and I had them compare the two. I told them both, hey, pocket both of these, hold these in your hand, tell me which one of these you would prefer. And I got 23 people to do it. 19 voted the matte FDM original prototype, and 4 of them voted for the new prototype, with 2 of them having some interesting comments about them. And upon doing so, I had them note various things. A lot of people agreed that this one was overall built better. They really overall liked the texture of it. The aesthetics were more pleasing. It felt better in the hand. And I have been sitting on why I like this one a lot more, and I was trying to put it to words, and somebody in my chat room said it very well in that this one, the resin one, has this kind of springy flex to it, and he said in the chat that it felt like a toddler toy. And that's probably the best way I can describe this one, is that it definitely feels like a toy. In fact, one of the comments, I'm reading my notes here, is that one of the 4 people who voted for this one said, if it is a toy, it should feel like a toy. And at that point, it made me think, maybe this one isn't the correct option. But I want people to know that when I'm making this decision, it's a conscious one because I want to deliver you guys the best possible product. And I do genuinely think that this one is better. Similar to how when you guys click a button and you get a very satisfying button press, or when you guys flip open a case and you get that strong haptic feedback, or there's the right amount of friction from pushing a door, or from hitting another button, or from flipping a switch. This one just has a better feeling. It feels more confident in its design, and I really do prefer this one. Also, this is really strange and it's hard to show on camera. I've been trying really hard to capture this on camera. This one started warping, and you can probably see the warping, and turning blue today. I don't know why, but that's a little concerning as well. But I want people to know that this decision does not come lightly. Color options are not going to be affected. There are still plenty of colors. In fact, there are arguably more things that we can do with traditional FDM printing, such as glow in the dark and silky colors and glitter and all these other things that, while I attempted on this one here, didn't quite work out. So again, this is not a decision that I'm taking lightly, and I want people to know this now while there's still time for you to back out of this if it's not a decision that you agree with. However, if you guys trust me in what I'm doing, I truly believe that this one, the FDM printed one, is the superior product. So, and also people tend to agree. So I hope that answers a lot of the questions and hopefully gives you guys a bit more insight on where we're coming from. If you guys are interested in this kind of thing, feel free to follow my live stream where we talk a lot about this kind of thing, and we also just talk a lot of mess. In general, if you're curious about where the projects are going and some of the other projects that I am going to be working on in the future, that's a good place to go. Special thank you to my partners again, Heat and Cyanic. You guys have been phenomenal throughout this whole thing. Definitely give them a little bit of love as well and follow their individual Twitters. And if you guys have any comments about literally anything, please leave them below. We're reading every single bit of feedback that we get. We're following different channels, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. This entire thing is literally impossible if it weren't for you guys giving your feedback, positive, critical, anything. And we really, truly are appreciative. Whoops. We're very, very appreciative of the whole thing. And I can't wait to get these in your hands. There will be a lot more info coming very soon. This is only the beginning, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Thank you again. Peace.